There are a lot of FPV drones right now. Where the guys were sitting, the FPV drone activity was insane. Getting in there was, well, very difficult.
Just getting into that area towards Dobropillia in the Donetsk region is a whole ordeal these days.
Marcus, are you clear on comms?
Marquise is on the line.
Marquise, this is Zamach. Don't unload, get to cover.
Copy, copy. Taking cover.
Meanwhile, in the shattered villages around Dobropillia and in the city itself, the National Guardsmen say there are still quite a few civilians.
People are here, there are young people and shops are open.
Drones are flying, but people keep working.
Well, there's life here, well, there are people, everyone is living.
And in Dobropillia.
We were in Dobropillia. Did you see people there? We did. A little, yes, well, not many, but there are some. And even there, well, it's mostly older people.
But Dobropillia is smashed to pieces.
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
Drones are constant, artillery happens, and there are regular Russian aerial bombs. The further it goes, the more they turn the towns and villages of northwestern Donetsk region near the front line into complete ruins.
Guided aerial bombs are flying.
Not in our direction. They were flying in our direction, but then they turned away.
And how common is this phenomenon in general, guided aerial bombs at night?
At night, and often they somehow fly in the evening and in the morning, I've noticed. If they burn something, they might just pour it on.
Guided aerial bomb drops behind the mountain, Dobropillia, Bilozerske, Pivorishkia, Freiviln.
Are there many guided aerial bombs?
At times, yes. Well, one time we counted 12, or rather 11 launches in 2 hours. That's on average 3 to 4 guided aerial bombs.
Russian guided aerial bombs, a weapon that is said to be not very accurate, but it happens, says Positive, that enemy bombs land right next to each other.
I've already seen a few times that they hit the same spot with 3 guided aerial bombs. Exactly, well, the radius of these 3 guided bombs is, well, 20, maybe 50 meters. Within those 50 meters, all 3 of them land.
Intercepting Russian aerial bombs, at least for now, is almost impossible. An effective algorithm simply does not exist. Instead, the warriors of Lubart assure that they are fully capable of making the sky freer from enemy drone threats. This is exactly what Soroka does every night.
2548.
The 26th from a KAB.
Our task is not to repel assaults, but to cover the sky.
They are interceptors of the 20th Operational Brigade of the National Guard of Ukraine.
There used to be 20 to 30 lightning alerts per shift, that is, per day or per night. Now it's 5 to 10, sometimes 1 or 2. The number of their drones has decreased significantly. Now lightning alerts fly a bit more during the day, but at night there are very few.
24/7, the Lubart anti-aircraft drone crews are busy tracking, pursuing, and trying to destroy every Russian reconnaissance or strike drone in the sky. What is the most frequent enemy in this sector right now?
Probably FPV drones. Molnia drones have pulled back a bit, but there are more FPV drones now.
The outcome of their battle against enemy drones in the sky, believes Positive, a pilot of the 20th Brigade's anti-aircraft drones, largely determines the daily course of events on the ground.
If they find a lot of spots, pilots, artillery, and so on, they work on all of that so that the pilots can't cover their own. They shoot down their antennas. FPV drones, so they can't operate against their infantry. Artillery too, the same thing. That is, they destroy this bit by bit, well, and then start an offensive.
Already in August, the Russians tried to break through the Ukrainian defense line in the northeastern part of the Dobropillia sector using tanks and armored vehicles.
Boston, Drunchik get it into orbit.
Boston, copy, copy.
A separate topic is the enemy's Shaheeds. From the occupied part of the Donetsk region, the Russia's heavy strike wings are trying to pass north to the Ukrainian rear right over their heads, says the Lubart pilot. It felt like they were flying in an echelon formation. Like if you were there, right?
They were shooting them down very heavily here, really very heavily, shooting them down. 70 or 80 Shaheeds, maybe 10 of them would make it out, so they were really getting smashed here.
They started intercepting enemy drones in January of this year. Since then, the number of destroyed Moscow aircraft by the Lubart crew alone has crossed the threshold of 1,500 threats. But the enemy, admits Positive, does not seem ready to retreat yet. Is Dobropillia the main target for the enemy in this sector?
Right now, yes. They first systematically wiped out all the villages leading up to it, and now, unfortunately, they are currently wiping out Dobropillia as well.
The warriors of Lubart also have no plans to yield the sky over the northwestern part of the Donetsk region to the enemy.
Visually 3220.
Target destroyed.
The confrontation in the Dobropillia direction continues. Reporting from there, from the Donetsk region, Oleksandr Motorny, Oleksandr Shuyan, and Vitaly Ovsyannikov, TSN 1+1. Parafon United News.
Putin will not enter into negotiations as long as he can strike Kyiv and other Ukrainian cities with ballistic missiles with impunity. The Institute for the Study of War states the Russian dictator is taking advantage of the acute shortage of missiles for Patriot systems. This air defense system is the only means capable of shooting down the occupiers' ballistic missiles, but for now Ukraine lacks the ammunition for them. The Kremlin is aware of this vulnerability and therefore has deliberately reoriented its defense production specifically toward the manufacturing of ballistic missiles. They want to exploit this deficit to break the Ukrainian people's will to resist, while simultaneously avoiding the need to enter negotiations or make concessions on their demands. Russia is playing a war of attrition, and Putin is convincing himself that he can win it if his troops keep pressing on the front lines and missiles continue to destroy Ukrainian cities. And all this against the backdrop of an approaching difficult winter. The Institute for the Study of War in particular cites the words of Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Galuzin. On August 9th, he stated that Moscow opposes freezing the war and demands Ukraine's capitulation. The occupiers are trying to increase pressure on several fronts at once. In the Pokrovsk direction, they have advanced near the occupied village of Ryshain. It was surrounded by a gray zone on several sides, deep state analysts say, and the village itself is destroyed, so it was very difficult for the Ukrainian military to hold the area. In total, over the past day, our defenders stopped 25 attacks there. Meanwhile, in the Oleksandrivka sector, Ukrainian fighters liberated nearly 27 square kilometers of territory and also cleared Kostiantynivka of reconnaissance groups. Near Chasiv Yar, the enemy is gathering infantry for assault operations. Currently, the aggressor is trying to hide in basements and ruins. Fighters of the 24th Separate Mechanized Brigade showed how they work with the shelters where enemy infantry is holed up, as well as with military equipment. In general, even despite the losses, the Russians are not stopping their assaults. Over the past day, more than 200 combat engagements have occurred on the front line.